Hi everyone, it's Becky with the Book Dragon here, and I wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas. Sorry, the lighting in this is very like blurry, and these guys, I can see that there's like lines going up and down. Anyway, what I wanted to, since I am the Book Dragon, I like to go over books I like to read and to discuss for the Christmas season. Before I get into that, as you can see, I got these cute little reindeer earrings. It looks like they have like little ornaments in them. And not sure if you can see it. This very special necklace was given to me by my brother. He bought it when he went to Barcelona after visiting La Sagrada Familia by Antonio Gaudí. And hopefully, maybe by the end of maybe next year, maybe it'll be entirely finished. I'm not sure. We'll see. Anyway, so there's some great books to read for the Christmas season. There is Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, as well as The Cricket on the Hearth. I had a collection of 3 Dickens's tales, but I cannot think of what the third one is. And then there was another one that he wrote, along with a story by Wilkie Collins, who is more of a mystery writer. He wrote The Moonstone, as well as The Woman in White. But the title of this particular book that his story was added into by Charles Dickens is called The Holly Tree Inn, and I highly recommend that book. I have a few others here. There's a prose and poetry book called There's No Place Like Home for the Holidays. And it's wonderful, little reminders of home and the coziness. And, well, rather, the comforts of home. Again, I want to read this entire thing by season. So again, I'm talking about Mrs. Sharp's Traditions, all Victorian pastimes, and she does discuss Christmas. And I want to say it's also called Nicholas. And then I completely forgot that I had recently purchased, with maybe like a few months ago, I forgot where I got it, but this book here, I'm not sure if you can see the entire thing, it's called The Angel Tree, and this is about specifically the Baroque Christmas tree that is displayed at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. And if you can look very closely, I'm not sure how glaring it is in here, but all of these Christmas ornaments, I believe they're called, I really hope I say it right, they're called Creche, and they were a collection they were donated by Loretta Hines Howard and her daughter, and now her daughter were the co-authors of this book. And basically what Creche is, they were made based on these 2 artists of the 18th century, and they would decorate the not just the Christmas trees, but at the time, a lot of people would become patrons of these 2 artists because they wanted to display the Christmas nativity scenes in their homes and throughout, and that became a very popular tradition. The tree itself is prominently featured in Christmas with Chanticleer. Sorry guys for the glare in this room. I watch this every Christmas. The Chanticleer choir, all guys, their voices are just heavenly. That's all I can describe it. They have a beautiful rendition of O Magnum Mysterium. Oh my God. Oh, just chills up my spine. And then another one that they sing is Rio Rio Chio and Rosa das Rosas. And then, of course, we have the gospel songs like Old Jerusalem. Absolutely wonderful. So this is another one. I'm sure probably everyone is very much familiar with A Charlie Brown Christmas. This is personally my ultimate favorite Christmas movie of all time. This is The Man Who Came to Dinner with Bette Davis and Sheridan and Monty Woolley as Sheraton Whiteside. Oh my gosh, the unwanted guest who takes a fall at a family's home where they are the hosts, and he is just driving them up the wall with all his demands and his routines, and it's like, nothing can break my routine, otherwise I get very mad, and he's suing them. And then, little by little, Sheridan begins to see all the quirkiness of all the guests in the house, including one where he's determined to find out who this woman is, because he feels like he's seen her before. I'm not going to give it away, but this is full of wit and humor, and romance, and it's absolutely, the best. Another famous musical, of course, is The Holiday Inn. We have Bing Crosby and Fred Astaire in this one. And, of course, the ever-popular White Christmas with Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye and Vera Ellen and Rosemary Clooney. And of course, they have the most popular song, Sisters, where the women sing it first. And then the guys who were just clowning around one day on set, this was added later, that they sang Sisters. The men dressed up as the gals. What fun, huh? Then we have, of course, the musical version of Scrooge with Albert Finney. I did see the Christmas Carol concert from PBS. That was absolutely splendid. But this is another great one. Another wonderful movie is the original A Christmas Carol with Reginald Owen as Ebenezer Scrooge. Now we have some other movies where Christmas is prominently featured. Of course, we have the popular Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Peter Ackroyd wrote the book Charles Dickens. It's like an entire, very voluminous biography of the author himself. And actor Simon Callow does a one-man performance entitled The Mystery of Charles Dickens, and he discusses A Christmas Carol and how it came to be. We have Miss Potter with Zellweger and McGregor, and of course they have the famous Christmas party scene where his character, Mr. Wan, declares his love for Beatrice. It's absolutely splendid. We have, of course, Steel Magnolias, and during the Christmas scene, Shelby tells the family she's expecting. Not to give that one away. Now, what in the world is Twelfth Night doing on my shelf for Christmas? Well, this was filmed at the Globe, and all around the entire theater, it was during the Christmas season, so everything was all decorated out, so I recommend this one. Another great classic is Benny Smith's A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. You'll notice a lot of the DVDs that I have are based on book adaptions. So A Tree Grows in Brooklyn with Peggy Ann Garner, Dorothy McGuire, and James Dunn. The Christmas scene towards the end of the film is very, very bittersweet. And then, of course, we have, I've seen practically all versions of Little Women, but my absolute favorite is the one with Winona Ryder, and Christmas is prominently featured, I think, in a few segments of this film. Then, of course, we have The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Why Christmas? Because Santa Claus himself, or Saint Nick, appears to the four, is it Pensley? What are their names again? I can't think of their names. Help me out here. Oh my God, I cannot think of what the last names are. Anyway, I'll have to go back to the book. But anyway, he supplies the children with Christmas gifts, but these Christmas gifts are to use in the battle against the witch. And then another ultimate favorite film of mine is Auntie May with the great Rosalind Russell. Talks a mile a minute, witty, humorous, dramatic. And they have another Christmas scene in here where everything basically is falling apart. They've just gone through the Depression. She's basically almost completely broke. And she has her nephew Patrick who comes to live with her. And they're basically at the, kind of like at their last ends meet. And then suddenly a gentleman caller who saw her at Macy's happens to save the day. So there's that one. Now, my ultimate favorites, of course, are ballet and opera. And of course, it's not Christmas without Tchaikovsky's The Nutcracker. I've seen several versions of The Nutcracker, and it never gets old. And of course, you also have the original Fantasia, where most of the Nutcracker suite is performed in this animated film. Absolutely beautiful. Now, operas. My ultimate favorite, because this was filmed at Christmas in 1982. That was my first Christmas. So we have, of course, it's so glaring in here. Sorry, guys. This is Hansel and Gretel with Judith Blaken as Gretel and Frederica von Stade or is it von Stade as Hansel. And Rosalind Elias played the witch. There's been a lot of controversy about because witches were mostly performed by men, including the Sleeping Beauty, who was a guy performed as the evil fairy known as Caraboss. But in this case, Rosalind Russell played the witch. Her performance is outmatched as the witch in this performance. But it did take place around Christmas. And speaking of operas about the first Christmas, my ultimate opera diva, Joyce DiDonato, is performing as the mother in A Mall and the Night Visitors. This is a story about a poor woman and her disabled son, who uses a crutch to get around, and they just happen to be visited by the three wise kings, the Magi. And I believe right now it's performing in New York, so if you're there, go check her out. And anyway, I just want to wish you guys a wonderful Merry Christmas, and hopefully things will go better next year. And the last thing that I'm hoping for, that I've seen this post going around, we need to get the last hostage home. I've seen all I want for Christmas is Rob Govley to be returned to his family. Anyway, that's one of my wishes for this year. And I hope that next year will go a lot better. I am very, very grateful so far for the majority of interviews that were a surprise to me that I was able to get this year for my vodcast. And I'm hoping for more. The more subscribers I get, the better my chances are to reach out to others who are part of the, what society calls the elite group, which don't have enough to really say, please visit my channel and come and interview again. My channel is all about books and education, the effects of book banning, not just in schools, not just for bookstore clientele, but it is going across almost every industry in the United States and beyond. Anyway, best wishes for everyone this year. And I will hopefully have a new video for you guys on New Year's. I'll see you guys then. Bye.